speaking. And I will please request, Shalin, please switch on your video if it is possible. And it is a mandatory thing. Once again, I'm repeating to keep your video on when you are getting trained. Okay. So whatever work and whatever important activities that you might have, you have to keep all those activities aside for at least for 1 hour. Okay. Give me your full dedication for 1 hour. I want to ensure that all the things that I'm gonna train in this session, you should be able to understand it within the class itself, so that later when you have to revisit the recording, you can quickly, you can increase the speed of the recording and you can complete it. Okay. And also prepare your notes, whatever you want to do. Fine. See, laptops are important. For today's session, it is not that important, but everything that we do in the class is practical, okay, from day one itself. So I will ask you to share your screen. I will ask you to uh, solve queries. So it's important that we practice it on a laptop, and that's the main reason. So it's not an offline session wherein you are sitting at the end of the class and you are just chit chatting with yourself, or the trainer is not aware what you are doing. I will be visiting to each of your laptops and I would be checking what you guys are doing. Okay. So that school college wall atmosphere won't be here. It's a very industrial approach. And if you face any difficulty, I'm there to help you. Okay. Cool. So today we're gonna start with understanding of what is data and analytics and how things are right now looking in the market. You might have talked to your friends, you might have done your own research. Many of you guys might, many of your friends might have told you a fairy tale story that this is what you're gonna do this course, you will get into job, easy journey, no coding technologies, easy thing to learn. Yes, everything is there, but you need to know the ground reality as well, so that before you step in, you understand that how things are right now in the market and how much should be your level of focus in order to ensure that after the end of the module, you should be able to crack the job. Okay. So I'll quickly share my screen. If you guys have got any questions anywhere, please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, you have the complete control of your meeting. So please unmute yourself and ask questions in between as well. You do not have to park your questions till the end. Okay. And if you want me to go slow, you let me know. If you want me to go fast, I can't go fast. I will go in a medium pace. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So this domain that we're gonna explore from today is called data and analytics. Can anyone tell me what is data, what is analytics? Anyone?
Data is the required information about a person, or if data is related to anything, like we have data of everything, na? An analyst, we go through that data, is it correct or not, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, it's not analyst, it's analytics. Okay, so there is a difference between analysts and analytics. So data is nothing but a collection of information. It can be any information, but it becomes a data when it is stored. If I'm not storing that information is not called the data because you won't be able to retrieve it. Okay. Maybe, for example, you are getting trained today. You are able to store the information where in your brain. But if you are not exploring it for multiple months, then you will forget it. So then that data is of no use. Okay. But if you're storing it maybe through your notes, that data will be there. So our class is getting recorded. So this data is getting stored somewhere. So this information will stay for a longer period of time. So data is nothing but a collection of information. So in the industry, whenever we are associated with any business, we make sure that we collect the information from multiple places. Business means information, because if I have the information, I will know how my business is doing and what are the new strategies that I need to build. But is it possible just with the collection of information, I would be able to understand so many things like how my trend is happening, what should be my business strategies? No. Maybe I should be able to understand, okay, this many amount of sales I have done. But in which region the sales is higher? What is the year-on-year sales that is happening? What is the trend if I have to compare between the previous year and the current year, how my sales are looking? So all these kinds of analysis that are necessary is basically called as analytics. Okay. Analytics is nothing but the analysis of the stored data. And why analytics? Because analysis together with some mathematics becomes analytics. What is the mathematics? The mathematics behind is this, that all the operations that is required to be done, the calculations that you will have to do. In order to do your analysis, you have to have a very good understanding of the mathematics behind it. Okay. So that's the reason this combination of skill sets that we have nowadays, that is a killer skill set, because wherever you go, this is going to be the demand. Okay. And that is the reason you guys have also started exploring data and analytics now. So it started back in, so if I have to talk about Tableau, it started in 2008. So long back. I started working on Tableau from since 2014. Okay. So almost around 10 years of experience I have in Tableau now. Uh, So in 2008, Tableau, no one was aware about. Not many people were adapting to Tableau. Slowly, people started exploring things. It's a very costly tool. And since 2014, I'm using it. So all these analysis that you will have to do is required to be done on some applications, on some tools. I will talk about that sometime later. But what is the importance of this data and analytics? Let's come to that. It is very important. Why? Because this data, which is collection of information, is not just happening in one Excel file, in one uh, Word file or something like that. It is happening at multiple places, which is called as sources. Multiple sources are present where this data is getting stored. And since this data is getting stored in multiple sources, there are a lot of duplication of data also that is happening. The same informations are present in multiple areas. Okay. So since duplications are there are also many junk elements that are flowing in as well. So what are these junk elements like comma, full stop, semicolon, greater than, question mark, less than, all these faltu wale special characters. Because if the special characters are involved, then your mathematics won't be applicable on those special characters. Because suppose, for example, I have 100 rupees and I have a colon. In some place, I have 200 rupees. If I have to do a simple addition of this plus this, error. So that means it's very important that all this duplicate information, and suppose, for example, I have a duplicate, like I have another 200 with the same, suppose, say, order ID. So that means that is incorrect. I have one order, but I'm getting multiple values for that same order, which is also incorrect. So that means overall my total value will be incorrect. So that's the reason data and analytics skill sets have become very important. First of all, you will have to collate the information from multiple sources. And the data that we are looking over here is not in like thousands and lakhs, it's in millions and it's in billions. In some cases, it's in trillions also. So millions and billions of data you will have to handle. Okay. And it is not possible that you will check each record one by one. Okay. You need some applications with the help of which the work should be done in an easy way. So for that reason, there are multiple applications that many companies have built. Okay. Initially, it was like SQL. In SQL also there were multiple parts like SSIS, SSRS, SSMS. Okay, I will talk about it. These are called Microsoft Business Intelligence applications. Okay, earlier the entire demand of the industry was here, but slowly, since this was completely a coding technology, and people are right now moving into areas wherein there should be less amount of codes. The productivity should be high. It should be the drag and drop kind of feature. Nowadays, web developers do not have to write codes also. They work on application wherein they drag and drop in the fields and your website can be designed within 1 hour. So that's the reason various visualization tools also came into picture like Tableau and Power BI. So we are going to talk about Tableau today and also a little bit about Power BI. What's the difference between the two and what's in demand at the moment? Okay. So you as a data and data analyst, I should say, because any analysis that you are doing on a data is called an analyst. Okay, a person who is doing analysis on a stored data is called as analyst. So there is no different role like data analyst, Tableau developer. No, a Tableau developer is a data analyst. Okay, and the data analyst who is working on Tableau is a Tableau developer also. Okay, so you will have to work on a lot of this junk data. Okay. And this data is called, in data terminology, is called unstructured data. Okay. So you will have to ensure that all this unstructured data has to be given a proper structure. If you can give a structure to the data, it becomes very easy for a data analyst to analyze more informations from the data. Your main objective is to ensure that you bring out meaningful insights from the data and then present it in front of the client. And definitely, the meaningful insights can be represented through a table also like this, informations like this, some fields on some headers on the top, some records over here. But as a business, it becomes very difficult for the business to understand what is this data all about. That's the reason Tableau is there, so that all this clustered data that you have here, that can be represented through a form of a visualization. And with the usage of graphs, charts, it becomes very easy to read and study the data, all the analysis that you have done. Okay. Also, you would be able to understand how's the trend, कंपनी कहाँ पे growth हो रहा है, कहाँ पे profit हो रहा है, कहाँ पे loss हो रहा है. All those kinds of informations you would be able to retrieve. Okay. And that is a very, very important work.